Welcome to our channel, lovers of the enigmatic and the eerie. If you enjoy unraveling mysteries, delving into the dark corners of history and exploring true crime stories, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to ensure you never miss a moment of our chilling content. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most haunting unsolved cases in American history, a mystery that has both baffled and terrified us for over half a century. We're pulling back the curtain on the chilling story of the Zodiac killer, a phantom who held Northern California in a grip of fear during the late 1960s. His reign of terror began with a dreadful event that sent shockwaves through the heart of the Golden State. So get ready as we embark on a journey to uncover the enigma of the Zodiac killer. In the late 1960s, an enigmatic serial killer emerged in Northern California, leaving a chilling legacy that remains unsolved to this day. This phantom murderer, who would later be known as the Zodiac killer, sent ripples of fear through the heart of the Golden State. His reign of terror began with a dreadful event that occurred in Vallejo, California. On a crisp December night in 1968, two young lives were abruptly extinguished. David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, teenagers with their whole lives ahead of them, were brutally murdered in what seemed to be a random act of violence. This horrifying incident marked the beginning of a series of killings that would baffle investigators for decades. The Zodiac killer, as he would later name himself, was not only a murderer, but a brazen one, taunting law enforcement and the public with cryptic messages. The murder of Faraday and Jensen marked the onset of a reign of terror that would grip the San Francisco Bay Area for years to come. The Zodiac killer was not only ruthless, but also brazen, his attacks seeming random and his messages cryptic. As he continued his reign of terror in Northern California, the public lived in the shadow of the unknown, while investigators struggled to uncover the killer's identity. The Zodiac's second known attack occurred on the 4th of July in 1969 at Blue Rock Springs Park. His victims, Michael Mageau and Darlene Ferrin, were ambushed in their car. Ferrin did not survive the attack, but Mageau did, providing a description of the killer that led to the infamous composite sketch. A couple of months later, in September of the same year, the Zodiac struck again at Lake Berryessa, attacking two college students. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking by the lake when they were approached by a man wearing a hooded costume. The Zodiac bound and stabbed them, leaving Shepard to succumb to her injuries days later, while Hartnell survived the brutal attack. The Zodiac's fourth confirmed murder was a departure from his previous attacks. In October of 1969, he shot and killed cab driver Paul Stein in San Francisco. This time he left a piece of Stein's blood-soaked shirt as proof of his crime. Throughout this reign of terror, the Zodiac taunted law enforcement and the public with chilling letters sent to local newspapers. These communications often included cryptic ciphers, some of which have never been fully deciphered, and boastful claims of his crimes. He took perverse pleasure in his ability to elude capture, even going so far as to threaten a school bus full of children in one of his letters. The Zodiac's choice of victims and cryptic communications left investigators baffled and the public living in fear. As his body count grew, so did his audacity. But despite the numerous attacks and countless leads, the Zodiac killer's identity remains a mystery. His crimes a haunting reminder of a predator who was never caught. Along with his crimes, the Zodiac became infamous for his cryptic letters and ciphers sent to local newspapers. These were not just mere letters, but a chilling showcase of his audacity and his delight in taunting the police, the press, and the public. They were filled with a mix of threats, boasts, bizarre symbols, and most intriguingly, complex codes that he claimed would reveal his identity. The Zodiac's ciphers were a unique blend of symbols, letters, and numbers, creating a cryptographic puzzle that has confounded some of the world's best code breakers. Despite the efforts of countless investigators, both professional and amateur, only one of his 4 ciphers has been definitively cracked. The decoded message was a disturbing insight into the mind of the killer, but offered no concrete clues to his identity. The Zodiac's messages have remained a source of intrigue and speculation, their codes puzzling investigators for over 5 decades. Despite decades of investigation and numerous suspects, the identity of the Zodiac killer remains elusive. Over the years, the investigation into the Zodiac's identity has resembled a complex and unsolvable puzzle. Numerous individuals have been suspected, yet none have been conclusively identified as the elusive killer. From Arthur Lee Allen, a prime suspect in the case, to Ross Sullivan, a cryptology enthusiast, the list of potential culprits is as long as it is varied. Some theories even suggest that the murders were the work of more than one person, further muddying the investigative waters. Despite the passage of more than 5 decades, the Zodiac's identity continues to baffle investigators and armchair detectives alike. Theories abound, but definitive answers remain frustratingly out of reach. The mystery of the Zodiac killer continues to captivate and terrify us, his identity and motives remaining as enigmatic as the cryptic messages he left behind. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the chilling mystery of the Zodiac killer. Now we turn to you, our viewers. We invite you to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Do you have a suspect you believe fits the profile? Or perhaps a theory we didn't touch on? We want to hear from you. If you found this video intriguing and informative, give it a like. It helps us know what kind of content you enjoy and want more of. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the mysteries, dark history, and true crime stories that continue to fascinate us. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and as always, keep unraveling the mysteries of our world.